Okay, see. So we had started this chapter, registration under GST. Okay. We have done the introduction part. Advantages are done. Threshold limit, always remember. Aggregate turnover, you have to check. And if it is going to be for goods, it is 40 lakhs in normal states, and in special category states, 20 lakhs. Whereas if you come to supply of services, the aggregate turnover in the financial year should be 20 lakhs. If it exceeds 20 lakhs, then you have to take registration under GST. And in special category states, it should be 10 lakhs. And for small taxpayers, if they want to opt for composition scheme, then the aggregate turnover in the financial year should be up to 1.5 crores. This is the list that I have given you for special category states. Aggregate turnover, I already told you. 4 things are to be included, and taxes are to be excluded together with the inward supply on which RCM has been paid. So aggregate turnover, you can say, the value of exported goods or services, or exempted goods or services, exports of the goods or services, the goods that are exported, taxable goods and services supplied, interstate supply, okay, or supply on account, or you can say on behalf of principal. Okay, so these things will be counted in aggregate turnover. Section 23, we studied about persons who are not liable for the GST. So those persons who are exclusively engaged in the business of supplying goods and services that are not liable to tax, like alcoholic liquor for human consumption, or those goods which are wholly exempted from tax. So such persons are not, liable to take the registration under GST. It is as per section 23. Compulsory registration according to section number 24, we have done, these type of persons, even if they do not cross their aggregate turnover of maybe 40 or 20 lakhs of goods and services, but then also they will have to take they will have to go and undergo the registration procedure. They will have to take the registration under GST. So that is known as section number 24, which is compulsory registration. Okay, we have discussed in detail about CTP, that is a person who does not have a fixed place of business in India, and if he's doing any business where he does not have a fixed place of business, and for that particular place he will be called as CTP. So whatever his turnover is, he has to get himself, he will have to get himself registered under GST. Okay, next he has to take a non-resident taxable person and CTP. They will have to take at least 5 days prior the registration, at least 5 days prior to the commencement of the business. That's what I told you in the earlier lectures. And the temporary registration will be taken by them for the period of 90 days. So these things can be asked in MCQs as well. I also told you who is non-resident taxable person making supply in India, taxable supply in India, with example. And person who makes taxable supply of goods or services or both on behalf of other taxable person, whether or agent or otherwise. So if somebody is an agent and he maintains all the records of the principal, he supplies, mute everybody, he supplies all the goods on behalf of his principal. So that type of agent will have to compulsorily take registration, even if his aggregate turnover does not cross the threshold limit of, may say, 40 or 20 lakhs, as the case may be. Okay, next we have Oidhar services that I already told you, through internet, through, आजकल तो आप देखो घर पे वाईफाई है सबके, तो थ्रू इंटरनेट, इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी के जरिए आपको जब ऑनलाइन चीजों का एक्सेस मिलता है, so that is Oidhar services. Okay, it is the full form is online information database access and retrieval services. Access means यूज, जब आप उसको उनको यूज कर सकते हैं. रिट्रीवल मीन्स उनको डाउनलोड करके या कुछ वो डेटा को आप बाद में भी यूज कर सकते हैं, रिट्रीव कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. प्रोसीजर फॉर रजिस्ट्रेशन आई टोल्ड यू in the last lecture. To apply for the registration, you have to apply it within 30 days from the date you become liable for the registration. What all forms are there? GST registration form 1, part A and part B. So part A, you will have to fill all the details like legal name of the business, PAN number, mobile number, email address, state and union territory. And in form 2, registration form 1, part B, you have to fill all the details which are asked in that, and a reference on submission of, on the verification of these forms, the reference number will be generated. Okay, and then you have to duly sign your form B, fill along with all the documents, and you have to submit them into the portal. Common portal is there. And then registration, GST registration 02 will be acknowledgement of the application. So if these documents are in order, proper officer shall approve the registration within 3 working days. Okay. So suppose if he does not give any action, or if he fails to give you the approval in 3 working days, then your registration is deemed to be approved. Okay. So we have studied about registration form 3 and 4 also. 3 means within 3 working days from the date of submission, if the officer found any reason for for any where the application is found to having deficiency, so you will have to give them reasons. I mean, you will have to give them the clarification, and that clarification will be given in form number 4. So deficiency with the reasons, IT officer will inform you through form number 3, and you will have to clarify them. Clarify all the deficiencies or the mistakes stated in the form 3 through form number 4, and that is known as GST REG 4. Okay. And that particular form 4 has to be submitted within 7 working days from the date of receipt of form number 3. Okay. Next, you have, a proper officer is satisfied with the clarification. He may approve the grant of registration to the applicant within 7 working days. Now, accordingly, form number 4 will be read out by proper officer. So if he is satisfied with the clarification that you gave in form number 4, within 7 working days, he will give you approval. That means you will become registered. Okay. And if no reply is furnished by the applicant in response to the notice issued, then or you can say, if the proper officer is not satisfied with the clarification, he may reject such application through, and he will state it in writing through application form number GST REG 05. So rejection, 05. Where no action is taken in 7 working days on clarification received, the registration is deemed to be granted. Deemed to be, the status is registered. Your status will be registered. Okay. So it is going to be deemed registration if within 7 working days, no, action has been taken or no reply has been received on such clarification by the proper officer. Okay. So what all documents you require for registration purpose? PAN number, copy of your Aadhaar card, proof of your business registration or incorporation certificate, identify and address proof. of the promoters, directors with a photograph. Bank account statement, the details of bank account through a statement, which is known as passbook, and cancelled check. Okay, authorization letter or board resolution for authorized signatory, and then last is digital signature. So because it is online procedure, therefore only digital signature must be scanned and you have to put it in the forms. Okay. Certificate of registration, you will receive certificate of registration through SGST registration 06. Remember students, this can be asked in MCQs also. That certificate of registration will be granted through form dash. So options will be given GST, REG 01, 05, 06. So you need to answer the correct one. Okay. So always remember, in the particular certificate, GST and number will be given. That is GSTIN, goods and services tax identification number. It will be considered of two characters of state code, 10 characters of PAN number, 2 characters of entity code, and 1 checksum character. So example, you can see here the structure of GSTIN, that is identification number. So 33 number, the first 2 digits are state codes. Okay. Next 10 numbers are your PAN number. Next is your entity number in the state or union territory. Next is by default, and then checksum digit. 2 characters of entity code, no? So one will be by default and one will be according to your state or union territory. And last number will be checksum digit will be there. Now, digit means number will be there from 1 to 9. Okay. Like here you can see it is 7. Okay. So such type of 15-digit code will be generated and it will be known as GSTIN. 15-digit code will be generated. Okay. And it is PAN based code. So PAN number is very, very important. Permanent account number of your company, of your firm, of your business. Okay. This registration, GST registration by taxable type, by the type of taxable person. Now let's see this point in detail because we are going to start with this now. Every person has to apply for registration in every state. So suppose if you have 3-4 branches and in different states, so separate registration will have to be taken for every different state in which he is liable within 30 days from the date on which he becomes liable for the registration. So suppose if you become liable today, your aggregate turnover has crossed the limit of, the threshold limit of the registration today. So right from today, 30 days, you have 30 extra days to get yourself registered. Okay. Next, casual or non-resident taxable person should apply at least 5 days before their commencement of business. Students, remember, for CTP and non-resident taxable person, at least 5 days prior to their commencement of business, they will have to undergo the registration procedure. Students, I hope my voice is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Next is registration number in GST and PAN based, and will be PAN based, because registration number is always PAN based. Registration number is always PAN based. Therefore, having PAN would be prerequisite for obtaining the registration. Right, students? Having PAN, without having PAN number, no registration will be possible. So to have a registration for any business or a firm, you should be having PAN number. Okay, that is a prerequisite for obtaining registration. Next, the SSC must obtain separate registration for each state. Separate registration means, suppose if you're getting registered, the business which is situated in Maharashtra, so you have to get a separate registration done for the branch which is situated maybe in Gujarat, maybe in Karnataka. Bangalore, UP, MP, wherever, other than Maharashtra. So every state, each and every state will require separate registration, because registration under GST is always state-wise. Always remember, if you want to have a registration procedure, if you want to undergo the procedure, you will have to go according to the state-wise. Therefore, in a particular state, you will be able to register only one business which is there in that particular state. Okay, so suppose if you have 2-3 branches in Maharashtra, then it's okay. Then you can have all 2-3 branches in Maharashtra. All of them, can be taken registration together, because all comes in Maharashtra. All come in Maharashtra only, no? All of them come in Maharashtra only. Therefore, it is state-wise registration. So, according to this procedure, all branches will be taken into one procedure, one registration procedure. Okay, next is SSC has an option to obtain a separate registration for each of the business vertical in the same state. So, this is the same example that I'm going to tell you now. Suppose Maharashtra, same state. You have same type of business. Vertical means same type of business. If you have same businesses in same state, then there is an option available to you for undergoing separate registration procedure. So it's an option. But if you have different branches in different states, then compulsorily SSC must obtain separate registration for each of those branches in the different states. Okay, students. Cancellation, very, very important. Cancellation of registration. So when I say cancellation of registration means section number 29. Now, how will you, why will you cancel? How will you do that? Let's see. The following persons are allowed to cancel GST registration. The registered person himself. Only he, only registered persons. Those who have registered, only they can cancel. No. If you have not registered, how will you cancel? So cancellation comes after when you have got a registration and you feel that some problem is there and I need to cancel the registration. Okay, the student, suppose I'm talking about you all. Okay, so suppose if you have taken admission in a class. Now, suppose if you want to shift somewhere else, or if you want to go to another college, yes. So only then you will think about, canceling your admission. No, those who have not taken admission, how will they cancel it? Am I right? So number one, a registered person himself, or by a GST officer. So officer feels that he or she is not eligible for registration, or he should not be getting registration, or suppose किसी ने अगर लॉ को तोड़ दिया या पॉलिसी फॉलो नहीं की, प्रोसीजर फॉलो नहीं किया, so GST officer may cancel their registration. Number 2, okay. Last, legal heir of the registered person. Now, suppose Mr. A, his father is expired. Okay, his father has expired. So Mr. A, being a legal heir of the registered person, can cancel the registration of his father. Okay, I'm clear with the concept. There are following 3 persons who are allowed to cancel the registration under GST. Now let's see each one of them. First, cancellation by registered person himself under section 29, subsection 1. Okay, so what it says, let's see. Registered person under GST can himself or herself cancel their registration in any one of the following cases. Let's see what are the cases when a person himself, being registered person, he will cancel the registration. Let's see what are the reasons or what are the cases where he chooses to cancel the registration himself. Let's see. Business has discontinued. Now, suppose you are closing down the business and you were registered. So you will cancel the registration now because you are no more doing any business. Your business is shut down. Your business is discontinued. Okay. The business has been sold or transferred to some other party. The business has been sold or transferred to some other party. Suppose if you have, sold it to Mr. A, and Mr. A has sold the business to Mr. B. So what will happen? Because it was registered under your name. So you will have to cancel first with your name, and then new registration procedure will be taken up by Mr. B, and he will register it under his name. Is the concept clear, students? Yes? I hope I'm audible to all.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So number 2 is business has been sold or transferred to some other party, and that other party needs to register under GST. So you will have to cancel with your name because the other party wants to re-register with their name. Okay. Third point, there is any change in the constitution of the business. Like suppose previously, earlier you had a partnership firm. Now you want to convert that partnership firm into a type of company, private limited company. Are you getting my example? So suppose if you had a small business, sole proprietor business, you want to convert that particular business into partnership firm. So there is a change in the constitution, no? So the business was registered with sole proprietor's name, but now it will be registered as partnership firm. So sole proprietor ko to cancel karna padega na? Okay. Next, turnover is not more than 40 lakhs or 20 lakhs. Earlier, your turnover was more than 40 lakhs, but now it is not more than 40 lakhs. Okay, students, got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now this was number 1, cancellation by registered person himself. He himself is, cancelling the registration due to these reasons. Now, cancellation by GST officer. Now, why will GST officer will cancel your registration? Why will he do that? Why will GST officer cancel your registration? Let's see. GST registration of a person or a business can be cancelled by a proper GST officer in one of the following cases. Let's see. If the registered person, students, I think 10 minutes are left. So we will have to continue, after this meeting ends. I don't know what are the changes here. I have, entered into the same ID which is given to me, link which is given to me. Okay, anyways, 10 minutes मुझे दिखा रहा है, तो 10 minutes के बाद हम फिर से join करेंगे. Okay, students?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So, cancellation by GST officer. So GST registration of a person or a business can be cancelled by proper GST officer in one of the following cases. Now, why will he do that? Let's see what are the reasons wherein GST officer will cancel the registration. Number 1, if the registered person has violated any of GST provisions or laws. That means earlier I told you that suppose if you are not following principles, rules, laws, which are stated under GST. So in that case, a GST officer will cancel your registration. A composition registered person has not filed tax returns for 3 consecutive quarters. Now, you being a composite person, composition dealer, if you have not filed tax returns for 3 consecutive quarters, means 9 months. 3 consecutive means continuous. 3 consecutive quarters means 9 months. Quarter stands for how many months, students? Quarter is for how many months?
3 months.
So 3 quarters means 9 months. So for 9 months, you have not filed any returns. Okay, being a composite registered person. Therefore, GST officer will cancel your registration. And the normal registered person who has not filed returns consecutively for 6 months. Here we are talking about composite registered person, composition dealer. And here we are talking about normal registered person without composition. Okay, so composition scheme is not opted by you. You are being a normal registered person. You have not filed returns for 6 months, for consecutively 6 months. Then the GST officer will cancel your registration. Voluntary registered person who has not commenced any business in 6 months from the date of registration. So suppose if you have registered your business voluntarily, but you have not carried on, if you have not commenced your business in the next 6 months, then officer will cancel your registration. If the registration is obtained by fraud methods, you know, the officer has the right to cancel the registration with retrospective effect. What do you mean by retrospective effect? Right from the beginning. Suppose in the beginning for 2 years, the registration was taken with fraud methods, obtained by the fraud methods. But now 10 years have passed. Yes, for your business, I'm talking about your business. 10 years have passed. So now officer has come to know about the fraud methods that had been taken, you know, that had been obtained 10 years ago, 8 years ago. So right from the beginning, the registration will be cancelled. Okay, you can talk about months also. I'm talking about 10 years. You can talk about 10 months also. So 10 months ago, you started your business, but then you know, the registration procedure was with some fraud methods. So if an officer has found any such fraud methods in your system, in the registration procedure, then right from the beginning, retrospective effect, right from the beginning, the officer has right to cancel the registration. Okay. So I hope you understood this. And the third one is legal heir of the registered person. What do you mean by legal heir, students? The descendant of the family. Like for father, son will be there. Okay. For grandfather, father will be there. Okay, so that is legal heir. Legal heir of the registered person can request cancellation through an application in case of death of a person. And that's what I told you earlier, that if father expires, son can cancel the registration. Son can cancel the registration of father's business. Okay. Now, revocation of cancellation. What is revocation? Students? Can you tell me what is revocation?
वापस लेना.
Yes, वापस ले लेना. Very good. Revocation of the cancellation of registration, it is given under section 30. So 29 में हमने क्या पढ़ा? 29 में हमने क्या पढ़ा? Cancellation. Subsection 1 by registered person himself. Subsection 2 GST officer. Subsection 3 legal heir of a registered person on the death of a registered person. Okay. Now revocation of cancellation means जो cancellation करवाई थी उसको कैंसिल करवाना, कैंसिलेशन को कैंसिल करवाना, ठीक है। सो रिवोकेशन ऑफ कैंसिलेशन ऑफ रजिस्ट्रेशन सेक्शन 30 में लिखा हुआ है, सबसेक्शन 1 ऑफ CGST एक्ट 2017, subject to such condition as may be prescribed, any registered person, suppose take an example of me, I am a registered person whose registration is cancelled by the proper officer on his own motion, मतलब उन्होंने प्रॉपर ऑफिसर ने खुद से कैंसिलेशन कर दिया है मेरा, ठीक है। अब मैं क्या करूंगी, आई मे अप्लाई टू सच ऑफिसर फॉर रिवोकेशन ऑफ द कैंसिलेशन फॉर रजिस्ट्रेशन इन प्रिस्क्राइब्ड मैनर विद इन 30 days फ्रॉम द डेट ऑफ सर्विस ऑफ कैंसिलेशन ऑर्डर। दैट मीन्स जिस दिन मुझे पता चला कि मेरा प्रॉपर ऑफिसर ने मेरी रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंसिल कर दी है, सपोज आज पता चला, आज कैंसिल कर दी है, तो आज से 30 days तक मेरे पास टाइम है कि मैं ऐसे ऑफिसर के पास जाके एप्लीकेशन दूं, अप्लाई करूं कि मेरा कैंसिलेशन जो है वो कैंसिल कीजिए, रेवोकेशन मतलब वापस ले लीजिए। ओके, सो एज पर सेक्शन 30 सबसेक्शन 2 ऑफ CGST एक्ट 2017, the proper officer may in such a manner within such a period as may be prescribed by order either revoke the cancellation और रिजेक्ट द एप्लीकेशन, या तो आपकी कैंसिलेशन रोक देंगे या तो आपका एप्लीकेशन रिजेक्ट कर देंगे। आपका एप्लीकेशन रिजेक्ट कर दिया मतलब आपका रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंसिल का कैंसिल ही रहेगा, वापस नहीं लिया जाएगा उसको, रिवोक नहीं करेंगे, मतलब वापस से उसको कैंसिल नहीं, वापस से उसको कैरी फॉरवर्ड नहीं करेंगे, मतलब फिर से आपको रजिस्ट्रेशन नहीं मिलेगा, इसका मतलब ये है रिजेक्शन का मतलब। प्रोवाइडेड दैट, शर्त है एक, उसकी कंडीशन है, प्रोवाइडेड दैट द एप्लीकेशन फॉर रिवोकेशन फॉर कैंसिलेशन ऑफ रजिस्ट्रेशन शैल नॉट be rejected unless the applicant has given an opportunity of being heard। मतलब समझो मैं हूं और मेरी कैंसिलेशन चल रही है ना, मेरे यहाँ पे मेरी रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंसिल हो रही है, तो मैंने जो एप्लीकेशन दिया ना उसके ऊपर मुझे चांस मिलना चाहिए कि ऑफिसर, यू नो, आई शुड बी गिवन एन अपॉर्चुनिटी ऑफ बीइंग हर्ड, आई शुड बी गिवन एन अपॉर्चुनिटी, यू नो, एक बार तो मुझे अपना रीजन बताने दो कि कहाँ गलती हुई थी, कहाँ मिस्टेक हुई थी। ओके, सो एक बार अगर अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल गई सुनने की, उसके बाद ऑफिसर को लगता है तो ही कैन रिवोक और ही कैन रिजेक्ट एज द केस में बी। ओके, क्लियर स्टूडेंट्स, क्लियर?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके, I think we will have to join again, less than 1 minute is pending. Okay, so let's join again.